What's up, guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm glad to have you today, and if you guys are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You want to keep up with everything that I've got coming. I got some awesome product reviews coming for you guys. I'm kind of keeping it on the down low right now, but some cool stuff is coming. But let's go ahead and get into this video today. I'm going to show you guys how to install your graphics. If you guys are a do-it-yourself kind of person, you like to do things at home and you don't really want to pay somebody. For me, I just don't want to wait. As soon as I get these things, I want to put them on. So I'm going to show you some of the things you guys need, and I'm going to show you little tips and tricks here. I put on half of these already, one side, just so you guys can see that I actually can do it. And I'm going to walk you through the other pieces and show you some tips and tricks on how I do it. So a couple things you guys are going to need is this is just a sponge. It's just what I had, but mainly you want these Scotch-Brite pads. And what this is going to be used for, your new plastics are really shiny and slick, and basically what we'll do is you're going to take the Scotch-Brite pad and scruff that up and give it some texture. That'll help your graphics stick to that better. So you need that Scotch-Brite pad. Also, it's nice to have a pair of scissors or a box cutter blade. You probably need both. I like to use both, just my opinion, my personal preference. All you guys probably have a girlfriend, a wife, a mother. You're going to have to borrow her hair dryer, or if you have a heat gun, that's awesome. I don't see the point in investing in a heat gun when you can just use a hair dryer. Works the same. And then it's nice to have a towel. A clean towel that you can get wet, and that'll just clean your plastics off for you. So let's jump right into this thing, and I'll get started and show you guys how to do this. Alright, so before we get started, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to a good friend of mine. He's also the owner at Super G Graphics. You guys, I don't know if you can see the logo there. Oh, it's on the back. Here we go. Super G Graphics, super good guy, super awesome graphics company. He's located in northern Kentucky, and I'll drop the link down below, and you guys can go check out his website, or I'll probably put the Facebook link as well. Please reach out to Garrett if you guys need some graphics. He's definitely one of the best around here, and he also has the best prices. So hard to beat that, and very quality graphics. These things go on really easy, especially for a first timer. I thought these were probably the easiest graphics I've ever put on. So without further ado, your first step, which I already mentioned earlier, get your new plastics out. And it's great to start with new plastics if you can do that. If not, older plastics is fine. You just want to make sure they're clean, and you want to get all the sticky residue off. Something I haven't mentioned in this video is you guys can use rubbing alcohol and actually get that sticky off, but you want to make sure you clean all that rubbing alcohol on before you start sticking new graphics on the plastic, or they won't stick. So, Scotch-Brite pad. Go ahead and take that thing and scratch your plastics up. I know this probably hurts your heart just a little bit. You spend $200 or $100 on some plastics, and now you're taking a Scotch-Brite pad and you're scruffing them up. Go ahead and take your towel and wet one end of that. Get it wet so you can wipe all that, all the stuff you just scratched off your plastics is still sitting on there. Make sure you get all that off, and then dry it really well. And you know, right now it's we're in February here in Kentucky, and it's cold where I live, so these plastics have been out in the garage, and you want to make sure that they're at least room temperature or warmer. Actually, warmer is way better. So I brought these in earlier, and they are up to room temperature now. They're not cold to touch anymore. So that's what you want. And then it doesn't hurt to actually take the hair dryer and heat these up just a little bit, but I'm not going to do that because they are pretty well right now with the temperature. So let's go ahead and get the graphics out, and I'll show you guys how to start applying. Alright, so I've got my radiator shroud stickers out here. The graphics are ready to roll. So those go on there like that, obviously. Wouldn't it be great if you could just smack this on there and they would go? That would be awesome, but that's not how it works, unfortunately. So, the first thing you want to do that's going to help you out a lot is go ahead and take your scissors, and these graphics come with a lot of extra paper backing in behind those. And if you've got like extra pieces on there, like this one's got like a little extra sticky here. It goes on the top. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I've got another piece here in the middle. I'll just have to work around that. But take your scissors and go around this trim and get it as close to the sticker as you can and cut all that paper out. That's going to help you line these up when you get ready to apply them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I've got the trim cut out. I've got all the extra stuff laying here that came off of this. Make sure if you have any extra pieces that you keep up with those, because you'll be having to put them on here in a second. Another thing that helps, this is where the box cutter comes in handy. If your graphics have like the holes in them and the holes are covered with the paper backing, it's nice to go ahead and knock those out too. That's going to help up with the lining, everything up. That process is kind of tricky. So go ahead and lay these on there and see kind of where they're going to lay at, and get a good idea of where you're going to have to be putting these at. Okay, so I've got a good idea now. Make sure you're working in a clean environment. I've got some stuff here on the counter that's just kind of where I scratched those plastics earlier. I want to get all that stuff out of the way, clean this up. Okay, so that's pretty good. Wipe your plastics off, make sure there's still nothing on there. If you get a piece of dirt or hair in behind your plastics, they're going to bubble in that spot. So this is the trick right here I'm going to show you guys. I'm only going to do one of these just to save for time. I don't want to be on here all day putting graphics on. But I'm going to peel the paper backing back. I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut right through the center of this paper backing. Okay, so I've got that cut now. Stick it back on there. Now take one side and peel it up and cut about anywhere a quarter to a half inch off. And I'll show you guys in a second what this looks like, and I'll explain why I'm doing this. Okay, so now if you look at the back of this, there's the sticky part exposed. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow me to take these graphics. Sorry, that was kind of loud. I'm going to take these graphics, I'm going to lay them on here. I'm going to start with one corner. I'm going to get it where I think it's pretty decent. Line up your edges with your plastic, and then go ahead and run your finger down the spot where you cut that paper backing off. So now it's stuck to the plastics on that piece that I cut out. So now I can go back and I can check this and I can see if I'm lined up. See, my hole is off right here, so I need to move that down. So go ahead and peel it back off. So what I'm going to do, start back on the corner. So now you've got two pieces. You got sticker in the middle, paper and paper. And I'm going to show you guys here in just a second what you do next, and this is really going to help you out a lot. So now I've got this stuck on there, and I've lined it up, and I've made sure that everything is going to look good when I stick it permanently, that it's not going to be way off or anything like that. So go ahead and peel one side up and start from where you cut the piece out, the paper backing, start peeling that back. And then on the opposite side, just take your fingers and work the graphics down as you're pulling the plastics up. And if there's any grooves or anything, you want to make sure you're getting those really well as you're working this back. So right there's a groove, I kind of missed it. These graphics are, they don't stick until like later. So as you're putting these on, don't think that if you stick it wrong, you can absolutely pull it right back up and re-stick it where you want it. And every so often you want to pull it up, check for bubbles. I still got a bubble in that groove right there. So I'm just going to work my finger up the crease, make sure I'm getting that fully in there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back a little bit more, make sure everything's off my plastics. And you just want to work a little bit at a time. You don't want to overwork these graphics. Make sure you're pushing all the bubbles out as you go, and every so often pick it up and just look, let the light hit it and look down the side. Make sure there's no bubbles. So I'm just going to do that on out this piece here, and then we'll move on to the next piece. Alright, so for this bottom half, I'm going to pull it over here so you guys can see a little bit better. My camera setup's not the best, but it's working. I'm using my DSLR instead of my GoPro, so we're going to try that for a little bit for videos like this. So you can see I've got the top half stuck. There's no bubbles whatsoever. It looks really good. Everything's stuck down very well. And when you get it stuck down, just take your thumb and go around all the edges, make sure they're stuck down. Nothing is still sticking up. That piece right there was actually still popped up. I must have left that piece out. Go back down to where you cut your paper, make sure that's stuck down real well. So now I'm going to start on the bottom side. If you guys couldn't see this a second ago, I'm going to peel this up to where I've cut the paper. I'm going to peel that paper back so it starts to peel off just like that. And then on the back side, just take your fingers and start working the sticker down as you start pulling the paper off. And you just want to try to work in one direction. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. If I go up here and stick something, when I come back down here, there more than likely will be a bubble in the middle. I'm pretty close, a little over halfway on this, so I'm going to go ahead and peel the rest of this off. Hold the back up with my fingers. And just keep working it down a little bit at a time. Don't let this back piece stick. Work it up that groove all the way. Then I'm going to work this top piece down. Make sure none of that's bubbled. Now all this down here is still loose, so I'm going to start up here where I stopped and just slowly start working that down. Alright, so I've got all this big piece here stuck down. Double check, make sure I've got no bubbles in this. Make sure all your corners are stuck. Everything looks good. Okay, so now take your hair dryer. Go ahead and plug that thing up. Put it on the hot side, low heat, or you can do high heat. Just be careful. You don't want to get too close to the graphics. It'll actually could damage them. Don't put it on high. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to work this around and get everything good and hot, and then I'm going to go back through and just pretty much rub my thumb across all the edges and all the creases and places that I think may come loose. Okay, so now I got it pretty good and warm. I'm just going to go back through, and what this does is it kind of speeds up that permanent sticking process. And also, if you have a tricky spot that you can't get it to stick down, you can take this hair dryer or your heat gun, apply some heat to that area, and then you're basically kind of forcing that to stick, and it'll help it a lot if you're struggling with one area. And sometimes if you get a bubble in a spot and you just can't really seem to get that bubble to work out, you can take the hair dryer and sometimes you can work that bubble down. But I mainly use it for the edges. Seems like on graphics that's where they always try to come back loose. But if you take the hair dryer and you do that, it'll go ahead and stick those down for you really well. And you shouldn't have any issues with that ever. So this kit actually goes on so well, I don't have to use the box cutter like I normally would on like a high production kit of graphics from like Decal Works or somewhere. Normally you'll have a lot of access in one area and it'll actually hang over. And what you do, if it's hanging over this edge, you just take your razor blade and you can actually trim that graphics, the sticker back a little bit. There's a little bit right there, but not enough to really worry about. I took a little bit of it off there. But the main thing is, if you have an access piece that's hanging over, eventually that's going to come loose and get water and dirt underneath of it. And it's going to cause the rest of your graphic to peel off, and then it's just going to continue doing that. So there it is, guys. That's all for today. I'm just going to do this one piece and kind of show you guys how to do that, and you guys can handle the rest. I chose a harder piece, that way you get an idea of how to do it on these shrouds and the number plates. The number plates are just as hard, but the front number plate and the fenders are pretty easy, and your fork guards are super easy. But I just want to give a shout out to Garrett Kirby at Super G Graphics for hooking us up with these graphics. He does an awesome job, quick turnaround. And I also want to give a shout out to the guys at Central Kentucky Motorsports. They're helping us out this year, and I'm just super excited for the things we got coming. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys in on the review I've got coming up. It's actually a tire review, so I won't say what tire it is now, but it's coming from them, and I'm super excited to get that going. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this helps somebody. So thank you guys, and keep it twisted back.